Hello and welcome to this month's Q&A for April. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade and I will do my best to answer your question as long as it's not too rude. Question number 1. Hi Sharm, I've been subscribed to you since early WoW days. It was a pleasure to see you evolve and expand in terms of your musical tastes and knowledge over the course of years. What has been on my mind for a long time is, wouldn't it be better for the channel to do covers of popular songs? Thank you for being subscribed to me for so long. I don't know who you are though. I have often thought about the direction of my channel and that it is kind of all over the place, and there was this thing that happened with YouTube a little while ago where if someone didn't, say like I released a cover and not all of you guys watched it that are subscribed to me, then it would never show you like something like that from me in your feed again. But if you watched a video of me like playing a video game and you liked it, then it would show up more things like that in your feed. I think it was odd, so I have kind of thought to myself, am I doing the right thing by releasing so much like montage content on my channel? And I did actually make a separate channel for just vlogs, and I made a separate channel for just original music, but it's so hard to maintain those channels. And then alongside like all of your other social media like Facebook and SoundCloud and all that stuff, it's too hard to keep on top of it, and I feel like a lot of people were missing out on certain content from me. So I hear you, I hear what you're saying about making a channel to do popular songs, but it's just too much work. Hey, have you heard about the HOT expansion of Guild Wars 2 and what do you think about Guild Wars, and will you record something new from Guild Wars? Love the game, love you, keep up nice work. Thank you. This is such an old question. I did play Heart of Thorns and I loved it. I found the maps though to be just proper troll and frustrating, and sometimes I think one of the reasons why I've not played Guild Wars 2 since Heart of Thorns, you know, since I kind of got my teeth into it and had my fair share of that experience, was because of the maps. I found that you were constantly, well, I was constantly dying, and things were really hard to find, and I'm just not very good at trying really super hard at video games. Like, I get really frustrated really easily, so I wouldn't say that they need to make the content easier. I'm not sort of QQing about it and being all kitten and like, oh, if the content was easier then I would play more. Well, I probably would play more, but I don't think it should be made easier. I think the content is fine as it is, and I think it's my abilities as a gamer that made me suffer with the Guild Wars 2 expansion. And the one thing that I really loved about it was the raiding. Oh my goodness, we got a group together and it was so casual though, and everyone got on really well. We was all on voice chat and we was all having a laugh, and it was brilliant. There's a vlog somewhere of me doing one of the Guild Wars 2 raids on the first boss. We never even downed the first boss, but it was never about really downing the boss. It was about playing as a group and having that sort of social side that's so fun. But the group was so casual that we never kind of really set proper times to meet up and stuff like that, and I just kind of meandered out of Guild Wars 2 and fell into, I think I fell into WildStar and then I fell into Final Fantasy. But I loved the expansion. I just found that the maps made me not want to play, like logging in and kind of an event's down the way, so I run to go and do it and I die because I fall off a cliff. Once again, that's my issue, that's my problem, that's nothing to do with the Guild Wars 2 expansion, that's just me not using my eyes. Could you make a cover on the Olsen Brothers, Fly on the Wings of Love? Would love it so hard, from Snezzy. I think I checked out that song and I think I remember thinking that I probably couldn't pull it off because I can't remember. I'd need to listen to it again though, but I'll check it out. Favourite part of history, from Snezzy again. Favourite part of history? Whatever. Favourite part ever? don't know. I liked learning about Henry VIII and how he bent all the rules and everything so that he could get divorced. And I also liked learning about how Victorians used to live with like throwing their trash and stuff into the middle of the streets, and I liked learning about the Aztecs and stuff. Which NPC in your garrison do you like the most? Okie Amber, it's got to be the pleasure bot. It's got to be the pleasure bot, right? Am I right? Hello Sharm, it's Cinder again. I asked this question a lot, so here you go. If we met in real life, like I saw you, and told you who I was online, what would you do? I'd probably say, oh my god, it's Cinder, how's it going? Do you want to go and buy some sweets? And get in my white van. Cinder again, how did Sharm come to be? Like, how did you come up with the name and why? Sharm it originated from World of Warcraft. It was my first Night Elf Priest character's name. And I called her Sharm because she did shadow damage and it was shadow harm, so I just shortened it to Sharm and the name stuck, and I like it. I'm just a bit annoyed that I share it with an Egyptian holiday resort. If you could pick 3 people and everyone else died, who would you pick? Why? Oh, one of these again. Right, so parents are red, so we're taking those as they're a given, so I'm not going to include them. So 3 people, it would obviously be Ian, and Gigi, and Maggie. And why would I pick them? Staring at the last bit of this question. Why would I pick them? Ian I would pick because I love him and I couldn't live without him. Gigi I would keep alive because she's my best friend and I need to talk to someone about makeup and hair and stuff like that, so make music with. And Maggie I'd keep alive because I can't imagine a world without Maggie. Hi Sharm, I'm a huge fan, but I want to know one thing. But do you know what baby roasting is? Ashar. And no, this is not a normal question that I ask people, but I want to see a reaction. Baby roasting. I don't know what it is. If it's a troll question, it's going to get edited out. If it's too rude, I'm just assuming that baby roasting is like a mini roast. Okay, so it's one of 2 things. It's like a roast where you grill someone and you like show them up, or it's a roast like with new roast potatoes and lamb. And is it one of those 2 things? Because I don't know what it is otherwise. If I say it's opposite day, is it opposite day or not? Yes, it's opposite day. That's an odd question. Which side do you like playing on World of Warcraft? Well, I always played Alliance. I did have Horde characters, but and I liked Horde characters, don't get me wrong, they're pretty cool. But I always got so lost playing on the Horde side. I'm so used to playing Alliance, I know where everything is. As soon as I logged onto a Horde character, it's just like, oh, I'm logging in, instantly lost. Doesn't matter where I am, instantly lost. And I also had the problem of running into loads of Alliance camps as a Horde and just getting absolutely brutally murdered one shot as I'm running along, because I just forget that it's like I'm not actually on my Alliance characters, I'm a Horde. Dirty, dirty Horde. What is your favourite race on World of Warcraft? It has changed over the years. I played WoW for so many years and I loved Night Elf, then I loved Human, and towards the very end I loved Gnome. No, not Gnome, Dwarf. I loved Dwarf so much. I had a Dwarf Shaman. Was it a Shaman? No, Dwarf Monk. I had a Dwarf Monk. And I loved her. She was the cutest thing. I loved her hair. I talk about WoW skills when I'm with my family. They think that it's strange that I make songs about it. Lol. Is this true? How has your family reacted to your YouTube singing career? That's a cool question and slightly awkward in a way. They have reacted well, but I think it's one of those things that is kind of difficult to understand sometimes, because they're like, how are you getting on with your music? Yeah, good. What did you sing about last week? I sang about doing it like a druid. And they're like, our daughter is mad. Send her off. but they know that I ultimately love doing it, and they've always supported me with my singing, and they've seen me singing from such a young age and following my dream, and I hope that they see it as like something that is super important to me, like so important to me to be able to sing and to share it with people. But they've seen me like work in retail, and some of the jobs I've had have been absolutely crappy, and I'm not saying that that's justification for me feeling fantastic about being able to work from home, thanks to you guys, and sing every day and do things like this which make me just supremely happy. But I have had awful jobs. I think I've mentioned before, I worked in an off licence, which is like a liquor store in the UK, and I was held at knife point. I've had beer cans thrown at my head, I've had people throwing all sorts of things at me so that they could get their alcohol and their cigarettes without paying for them. But funnily enough, I loved that job because I loved the people that I was working with. They were so much fun. And I've worked hard at retail, and to be able to sort of be on the shop floor of this job that I really wasn't enjoying, and sneakily checking my phone, and my Patreon account was becoming very, very successful very, very quickly. And I just remember just kind of, just almost wanting to break down on the shop floor because I was just so happy and so relieved and just so overwhelmed that people wanted to support me to sing. And oh guys, it is such a crazy, amazing feeling. And my parents see that. My parents see that it is so super important to me to be able to sing. And if I'm not singing, I just feel like a bird that's had its wings clipped. I just feel completely and utterly stifled and caged, and I've never felt so happy being able to do what I do now. And I know that my parents see that, and I know that the rest of my family see that, and they're happy for me. Do you have perfect pitch? And that's from Kitty Cat. Definitely not. Definitely not. I have really good days when I sing and really bad days. Like some days my voice is clear and strong, and other days, like recently actually quite a lot, I did my How It's Made video last month, and my album song last week. I've had 2 or 3 pretty bad vocal days this month and last month. It's kind of worrying me a little bit, where my voice is just like strawy and weak, and I can't kind of hold down a melody, and that's when I get concerned about my voice, when I can't actually hit a note. I think, like, why can't I just kind of go up and down a scale and hit that? That's worrying. But anyway, Ian is actually getting me some singing lessons. They're not singing lessons, they're vocal coach lessons, so I don't know if it's more la-di-da than singing lessons, but hopefully I'll be able to address a lot of the issues that I've been having with my voice lately, because it is concerning. Is there a favourite video you have for one of your songs? Oh, wow. There's loads of videos that people have created for me that are amazing. Like Khalees makes the best machinima. Like, I love her videos, they are awesome. And people like Woe Pairs, Nan the Mistweaver, and Jacia, and there's so many people that have created videos for me in the past, and I've just been absolutely blown away by their video skills. Like, it's so, making machinima is so tedious. It is like, it is, I just don't think some people realise how difficult it is to make machinima. Like, I've made machinima maybe 3 or 4 times for my videos, and it was at the most basic level, and the rendering time, like, you have to render something because sometimes it's not even in time. Like, it looks like it's in time when it's playing, and then it's not in time, so you have to re-render. The amount of renders that you do, the time that goes into rendering, the little finicky details. Like, I look at some people's machinimas and I just think, holy cow, that is goddamn weeks of work that they've put into that. And some videos that have been made for me, for my parodies and stuff, they're at that level, and I'm just like, holy cow, that's amazing. Someone's put something in a different, I don't know, is that a different language? Marsh, see, right, so best, the is Sharm. Sharm is the best. I wasn't going to read it out, I thought it was a different language, because the next bit says, can you solve this? It isn't anything rude, I promise. And I thought it was rude, so I wasn't going to read it out. It's summer, may we see you in a bikini? And also, may we see ya in some summer dresses, please? You think it's accepted? What was the top 3 most abnormal things that happened to you this year from Kitty Cat? I can tell you one thing that's going to be not abnormal, like, do you mean like abnormal, like kind of crazy good? Because Gigi's coming down to visit the UK and me next week, so that's going to be crazy. And 2 other things that are crazy this year. Oh my goodness, the amount of musicians that are passing away and just like celebrity names, you know, people are kind of dropping like flies this year and it's weird. What else? Another abnormal thing. Ian had a weird thing going on with his eye. That was pretty abnormal. I know this gets answered later than posted, so how's the new home been and how's Mag's garden? The new home is awesome. We've been here nearly a year now in June, and I couldn't be happier. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if I ever showed you guys the flat that I was in before, the apartment. It was 1 bed and like the living room and the kitchen were in the same place, and obviously we had Maggie there as well, and it didn't have a garden, but it did have a sort of balcony with cars backed up against our back window, that window being the only sort of main source of light as well. So this place is awesome because it's huge and it's got a massive garden and it looks right out over Clay Hill and it's just vast. It's awesome. Max loves it. And just across the road, literally go out of my front door, do a couple of steps up the road, little skip and a jump, and then there's a like kind of a hidden bushy bit, and you just go through the bushes. It's like a secret garden, and it just, you're out onto this first field and you walk through the first field and then the second field and then the third field, and it's just rolling fields as far as I can see, and Mags loves it, so thank you for asking. Yes, it's brilliant here, we absolutely love it. Do you know Charlie the unicorn? I think so. That's pretty old now though, isn't it? So that's it for this month's Q&A. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade and I will do my best to answer your question. Have a wonderful week and I will see you again soon. Bye!